everybody, and welcome to the Celebrity Creative Show. Geez, you would have thought we haven't done this in months, huh? Brian, aren't you excited about tonight's show?
I am excited. Let's get her going.
You bet. But before we get started, for those of you who do not know this fabulous man sitting here to I think it's my right. I'm looking in the right direction. I just want to tell you a little bit about him. Brian Kelly has over 24 years of software engineer experience. He also owned or co-owned a travel-based multi-level marketing company for 6.5 years. Amazing, amazing background. In addition to that, Brian is very well versed in social media, technology that puts all of the beautiful things that you see around us, and we're so excited to try out our new live chat features. So we're hoping that you're going to interact with us as we're going through the show tonight. Brian also has put together an incredible site. It was a Twitter Ning site, had over 50 plus Twitter followers, and recently sold that. So that shows you how well versed he is, not only in the technology aspect, but also in the social media aspect as well. He is a speaker, has been on stage, he is co-authoring a book, and we keep talking about that. And I think if we put it out there enough, we're going to have such a level of accountability that we're going to get that completed. But I just could say more and more about him. He is an absolutely fabulous man, a man of character and integrity. I'm so excited to be sharing another week with you, Brian. I'm going to turn it over to you so we can get started.
Let's get this rocking and rolling. Thank you once again for another very kind and over-the-top introduction. You got to stop that. You're going to make me gush. Turn the same color as this shirt and the banner above. It's just not fair, but appreciate it greatly. But let me tell you about this fabulous woman to my left. This is Kathy Stover. She has an absolute wealth of experience in the world of business and marketing. I mean, wealth, overflowing. That includes, and I say this all the time for those of you that watch all the time, but it's worth repeating every single time because it's just worth it. She has over 25 years experience as an operations manager and sales manager, all at a Fortune 500 company. She's an extremely successful social media coach or strategist right now, this very moment. She has people clamoring for her services. She is actually turning people away because she has so many and doesn't have the time to bring on more all the time. Doesn't mean she will never bring on another, so if you need help, contact her and just check and see if she's available. She's extremely successful in affiliate marketing, and I know this as a fact knowing her personally, but even before I knew her, she was, kicking it on affiliate marketing, and that goes back to the early 90s. Also, very well adept at network marketing. That's how we met, and we'll get into that maybe a little bit in the show. Marketing. She is a marketer, and that's one of the reasons I love her so much, because she's not only my friend, but she's my business partner, and a smart one at that. So that helps a lot, guys. She holds designations on eBay. There's 2 of them. She has certificates on her wall. I won't go into the details. They're awesome. Go look on eBay for power seller and top rated seller. And she's extremely well connected. All the guests that we've had on our show, many of them came as a result of her connections through the social media realm. Truly an expert in social media. LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, you name it. She can get your business rocking and rolling. But with that, we've got a wonderful, fun show lined up for you tonight. Can't wait. So you can interact with us live via the little chat window beneath us. If you're watching this live, only live, please feel free to interact with us. Ask us any marketing, branding, social media, video, whatever it is, questions you might have, and we'll do our very darndest to answer you. So with that, Kathy, I'd like to throw it back to you, and let's get this big chat session going.
Well, it was something that came to my mind today. We recently were going to be guests on a TogiNet radio show with the Keemer twins, and part of the questioning from them was talking about successful businesses and partnerships, and so I thought we might start and talk about a little bit about that, about how we got started. It didn't look like this from the beginning, and again, to put credit where credit is due, Brian's expertise and abilities in coding and being a software engineer for these years that he has certainly allowed me to be able to be part of, just all of this incredible stuff that you see. Looking behind the scenes, it just looks like a bunch of hieroglyphics to me, but he knows what it is. He's tried to explain some of it to me, and I kind of catch parts of it, but that's like his dealio, and he is fabulous at it. But anyway, so I just wanted to maybe touch on a little bit how we get started putting this type of program together. So you want to take off there a little bit?
And I want to point out that Kathy is actually quite a bit more tech savvy than she will let on. And in fact, that makes this job so much easier because I can throw stuff by her. It makes this partnership just gel wonderfully because I can throw things by her and she will know what I'm talking about, always, more often than not. There are a few occasions, very few, but most of the time she's right there with me and understands it. And it's because of that we're able to move forward and progress. So how did we start? My gosh. Well, our eyes met from across a NASCAR track. Oh, that was the other thing we were going to... No, that's a different story.
Totally different.
We met, what was it, 2 years ago? A little over 2 years ago. 2.5, somewhere around there. I'm horrible with dates. 4? See, time flies when you're having fun. And I am horrible at dates. I confess now.
4 years. Doing this for about 2 years.
Ah, that's where I got that too from. It's just been a whirlwind of fun. We met a long time ago, 4 years ago or so, at a network marketing event. I won't go into the details of that, but she caught me as a person of high integrity. And we discussed this later and thought, how the heck, where did we start collaborating? Because we ended up talking to each other nearly every day on the phone. And we were just sharing affiliate marketing and network marketing ideas, tips, tricks, techniques, systems, software, people, it just every single day. And finally, after, I guess, 2.5 years or so into that, we looked at each other and said, we've been spending an awful lot of time and an awful lot of money and our resources in selling other people's stuff. And so we've been going through many trainings and time again, what they continue to tell, not just us, but the audience, was you need to brand yourself, become known, liked, and trusted. And so it finally sunk into both Kathy and I, and we said, let's put the brakes on. Enough selling other people's stuff. We didn't quit entirely, but we just don't put our efforts toward it. We have automated systems running right now that help us to still earn some affiliate income. Don't get me wrong, we didn't get out all the way, but we're not going after it. We're not spending our time developing it further at this point in time. We decided to start this show and help brand ourselves. So what do you have? Go ahead and add to that anything you like, Kathy.
Well, I just, and that was the whole thing, the importance of branding. And of course, everybody that's listening right now knows that that's it. And I think that when we moved from actually branding other people's products, which you're very adept at affiliate marketing too, I might add, it's an awesome way to create residual income. Yeah. So, we're both still very avid in affiliate marketing, and think that it's an excellent way for people to have residual income coming in. But with that being said, it's also important to make sure that you brand yourself, because we know that oftentimes we'll get involved in promoting other products and they end up going by the wayside. So you become kind of connected to what that brand is and not yourself. So from that, we decided to brand ourselves and put together what was then called the Internet Citadel Show. Now, it's been really exciting for us because, there's people out there with Ustream and Justin TV and Skype, and you're sitting there and I'm sitting here, and you do the video and record it, and that's really cool. But nobody still has kind of the setup that we've got, and that's due in part to a proprietary software that we use in conjunction with a couple of other programs. So it allows us for that. But in addition to that, with the creativity and just testing and going through, I don't know, what are we, close to 70 shows now? Yeah. We've been able to refine some of this, and excited because recently we found that we might have another platform that we can utilize in place of Skype and have just, picture
crystal clear
TV clarity. It's just, so we're really, really excited about that. But I'm kind of getting off base here. But anyway, pulling it back in, The whole branding part of it, we realized was very important. So we collaborated and put together what is now the Celebrity Creator Show.
Yeah, and it's been a wonderful and sometimes wild ride. And when you said Internet Citadel Show, the memories, and you know, this isn't like we've been on for 30 years or anything, but just going back to that short period of time when I was using that underachieving laptop for our main production vehicle machine, and the software we were running at the time, the combination of technologies, and it just made me laugh, because if you look back at one of those early shows, it shows. But this truly is cutting edge technology. It still is, and so we're seeing improvements in all areas of technology as we go forward. So we want to be that vehicle that helps you, the listener, on how to create something similar to what we have, but for your purpose, for your business. That's just one of the many things we do, and that's one of our goals. So we're not just here to tout ourselves and advertise ourselves. No, we're here to help other people, and that's truly where Kathy's heart is, and that's where my heart is. We love to help people, because we have been through the gauntlet, so to speak, so many times over so many years, and learned so many things. It's a knowledge factor where we can hopefully help people to shortcut and circumvent all those trial and error, that long period of trial and error that we went through. There will still be some, but at least we want to drastically reduce that. So, Kathy, just curious, what do you think? You know, we talk about entrepreneurs all the time, and that's what our show is about. We are entrepreneurs. We have entrepreneurs on our show. What sets a successful entrepreneur apart from one who maybe is not?
Well, one thing that came to my mind when you just said that is something that you just kind of cover a little bit, and that's, you encounter things along the way, and I think that part of being successful means keep it going even when you feel like you want to quit. I can't remember who said it or where I heard it, you're like 1 inch away from being successful, but I think that oftentimes we give up too soon, and sometimes it's because lack of knowledge, sometimes it's fear-based, so I think there's many things that align with that cause us to maybe put the brakes on. So I think moving forward and not giving up. I don't know, what do you think?
I think that's, to me, that's the absolute first and foremost thing. And I forgot who did this, and many have copied, but they would say never, ever, 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 and they just kept going on. And then they finally end it with ever quit. Just keep going, no matter what. And other things that can be roadblocks are family. Family can be your absolute worst critic. They love you the most, and perhaps that's why they do it. It's unexplainable to Kathy nor I, and many of you out there that are entrepreneurs have experienced the same. Sometimes they are your worst critic. They are the hardest on you, and they make it harder for you to go forward because they mean the most to you. So their opinion means more than a buddy who says, go for it, you should do it. And if you have mom or dad or sis or bro saying, hey man, you really stink, you should just do something else, well, that puts a dent in it. So you have to get over that as well. So again, never, ever, 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 ever quit. It stands for everything. If you get into a financial hole, you might have a pause in your business. Don't quit, don't give up. Dust off, get a job, whatever it takes to get some finances to feed that machine again, and pick up, dust off, and go forward again. It takes thick skin, be honest, to do this, to be an entrepreneur. It takes a different type of person. So thank God for those who are not entrepreneurs. We need entrepreneurs. We need folks that work a 9 to 5 to promote and create industry and all sorts of great things that we produce out of this great country of ours.
I'd like to kind of throw it out there so we can check out our chat feature. What do some of you feel
nice
sets a successful entrepreneur?
And there will be a couple second delay between when they hear us when they type.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. Just if you guys can throw some things out there, what do you find makes you successful or helps in your success? And if you're not going to answer, and we'll just keep moving on. And when you feel like it, just jump in and we'll take a look. That's fine.
Be that way.
You're going to be that way. So, the other thing that I think is really important that lends to success is knowing when to say no.
Wow, good one. Wow.
Right?
Wow. I can so relate to that one. Please elaborate on that a little.
Well, I think that it's really hard. I believe that part of it is human nature. That because we're caring and helpful and compassionate and all of those things, that it's hard to say no. And I think that it takes some real fortitude sometimes to say no when you really want to. It's just kind of working it up and getting to that point.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know?
you and I have personally been through quite a few circumstances. And, when you get attached to someone, both as a friend and a business partner at times, it's difficult to say no. But deep down the right thing is to say no. Yeah, we are getting some feedback. Susie and Ed, go ahead. Kathy, see what Susie
Well,
said.
I pulled my glasses off already. You have to read it.
Oh, okay.
I can't. I can't see without them.
Here, I'll put this on the screen, too, for those that watch this as a recorded version. But Susie says, in response to our question of what sets a successful entrepreneur apart, is being passionate about what you are doing. Very good one, Susie. Definitely a big part of being a successful entrepreneur. What more could you say about that, Kathy, about being passionate about your business and how it affects your success?
No, absolutely. I think that that's extremely important, because if you're not passionate about what you're doing, you are going to get to a point where you're not going to follow through with it.
Yeah.
Right? So I think oftentimes when people get involved with whatever it is that they choose, sometimes they're looking at it from a monetary perspective.
Right.
So it's more, how much money can I make with it? Everybody else is doing this, looks like the thing to do, but they're really not passionate about it. And as you know, working with individuals as we have, and having some of the folks that we've had so extremely passionate. You feel the intensity, you feel the excitement, and it totally makes a difference, I think, on what their success level looks like.
Couldn't agree more. We had a little glitch there with our feed, if you can believe that, with just two of us on tonight, but you came back with flying colors. Ed Manning also added to that, having a network of like-minded coaches and mentors. Now that we each have something we could say about that as well. I had recently a coach, Marianne Amon, who I can't quantify how her coaching helped me, not just in business though, in life. I adore her as a result. She is a wonderful human being, but absolutely correct, Ed. Having a network, though, of like-minded coaches and mentors, that's even more powerful. So we're talking about just one. Kathy, I'm sure you've dealt with several in our network. We have a similar network, but you also have more beyond what just you and I are familiar with. People that have...
Oh, yeah. It's just, it's absolutely, I think, important to have mentors and like-minded individuals in your space with you, because it definitely affects how you perform and what your success level is. And I think that we all lend just gifts and talents to each other that are really beyond measure. And I just want to say something. Ed is Fuzzy. Ed, otherwise known
That's
our
right.
Fuzzy Manning of PTS treatment. So I just want to throw that out there. So some people said, who the heck is Ed? Because he goes by Fuzzy all the time. But it looks like Don is saying top entrepreneurs offer a combination of vital factors: the right mindset, passion, committed, well-defined niche, product, service of value, creative marketing, intense focus, the right consistent actions, the right people, being nimble versus JVs and VAs. Awesome.
Nice.
Absolutely awesome. Great stuff. That is very, very important to have all of that defined and put in together, because that's actually what makes the total package.
And that was like everything in one. That was one-stop shopping answer. That was awesome, Donna. Thank you so much.
Donna's like she's really got it together. She's amazing
I was,
and does a lot with her own coaching and social media marketing. She's fabulous. So thank you so much, Donna, for sharing that.
amazing was the exact adjective I was thinking of. I am not kidding. Same one. And we have a gentleman named Bob, and I don't want to mess up his last number or last name. I don't know if the S is silent or not. Uslander, I hope. Uslander. Success is creating flow situations where you are creating value for others while feeling like you are really in your element. And money is flowing effortlessly and naturally. Maintaining balance among the major areas of life. Wow. In the midst of this is extreme success. Wow. Very awesome.
You know what I'm saying? You guys are so creative. This is what's fabulous. You guys are so creative and so beautiful and eloquent in your words. I'm feeling a book coming from all this stuff. You guys are incredible. This is absolutely right.
I had the same thought. I was thinking when Donna did hers, I said she could create a product out of her answer.
We're going to coach you guys. You can take what you've got and go make money with it.
There you go.
But yeah, it's you know, the other thing that I think lends to being successful too is knowing when to draw the line, when our expertise kind of ends, and when we need to outsource and bring in individuals that can help us with some of the things that we're not as adept at.
Another great one, yeah. Kim Tranter, another great one. Commitment, a willingness to constantly be learning and thinking outside the box, remaining teachable for new ideas. That's key, absolutely. Abso-freaking-lutely. Very close on the name.
You slander. Oh,
you slander.
Just call me Dr. Bob. All right, you got it, Dr. Bob.
Thank you for the clarification. I'll call you Dr. Bob.
As he's going in there, having a like-minded entrepreneurs who are willing to support you, absolutely. It's so important, and I think that in one of the things that Brian and I talked about, we were excited about having this live chat feature. When we have our guests on, our special guests each week, we've been utilizing the Ustream chat feature, and that was okay, but we just didn't have this kind of interaction with our viewers coming in. So this is really exciting because we can maybe set aside, you know, maybe we'll take a poll on this. You know, we've got an hour-long show, maybe 15 minutes of it, you know, will be just interaction totally with us and the guests to go back and forth, kind of banter back and forth with some of the topic that we've discussed. So it's really exciting.
Yeah, we're planning on, and Kathy and I have been talking about this, getting you, the viewers, more of a voice so you can interact with us and our guests live as much as possible. This is just the beginning because we are looking into some other fantastic technology. There's that word again. That hopefully, now, I guess I want to ask them something, if you don't mind, Kathy.
Absolutely.
Of those that are there sitting there on chat with us right now. Oh, hi, Jason. We'll get to your comment in just a second. Nice to see you. How many of you would like to see, in addition to or in replacement of this chat tool, how would you like to be able to call in live and speak via voice on our show live through audio only? If that's something that moves your needle, then go ahead and let us know in the chat. Then let's take it a step further, and this is other things we're looking into. How would you like to take that a step further and come in with us as a caller, so to speak, like a radio show, but via video? So you could be sitting on this screen with us and our guest all at the same time, ask them a question, and then we move on to the next caller. If that's something that you personally would engage in, or do you think it's too frightful to be on video? We'd like to know your comments on that, because it takes a lot of time and effort to put something like that together. And if it isn't something that everyone's interested in, then we might hold off on that for a while. We'd truly like to know your opinion.
Like they're saying yes. So far, yes. Yeah, it's going to be.
Ed's ready.
What I think probably what we'll do is run another test, and maybe we can ring us in a willing victim. I mean, special guest that will be part of our testing program, so that we can, you know, kind of see how that's all going to work. But it's new technology that's coming in, and we're really excited about presenting that and putting that out there. So, Brian, back to you. Share a little bit about what do you want to touch back on, what makes a successful, or what sets a successful entrepreneur apart?
I can help out by putting up what Jason just chimed in a little bit ago. He says, I believe you do what you do best and sub out the rest.
Love it.
He's a poet. He's a songwriter.
You know, you know what? You better trademark that.
Yeah. Put that all together, end it with .com, and you've got a domain name. A long one.
Oh, geez. So Bob says all of it sounds great, but only if the technical challenge don't compromise the flow of the show. You know, you're so right with that, Dr. Bob, and I'm going to tell you, because of the fact of what Brian and I have put together and the different formats that we use in conjunction with each other to make what you see happen. I don't know, Dr. Bob, if you've been a viewer in the past, but we typically have an individual on with us, and we have at times where you see the celebrity creators square, we have another guest as well. So we've had 4 of us on live at the same time. So, and with challenges, technology-wise, with Skype, we've used Uvu, we've used some other things, and right now Skype is the best. As we had said at the top of the hour, there are some other programs that we're excited about because it is so crystal clear. Mm-hmm. And we're looking forward to utilizing that. But you're right. And sometimes we do have instances where there's little glitches with Skype, so it does affect it to some degree. Typically, our audio is good all the time. Is that right, Brian?
And that's the key, Dr. Bob. And we have, believe me, we have experienced our share of technical challenges, if you will. And my gosh, Kathy touched on just a tiny bit of the different things that you have to be aware of, and that just comes from experience, which we can show everybody else, thankfully, what to set yourself up with so that you can minimize the issues. There's never a guarantee. Let's say my internet connection, I'm sitting here in my home office, so is Kathy and hers. If either of our internet connection goes dead, which it has happened to me how many times, Kathy? A bunch. Because of my internet provider, you're at the mercy of so many different things. So there are different things you can do to set yourself up for less failure. But as Kathy duly noted, that audio is the key. If the video feed is, blurry, pixelated, makes you look like a monster, like Tom Antion mentioned once, that's okay as long as the audio is coming in. Of course, we want it to be crystal clear and perfect at all times. But again, this is cutting edge technology. Video chat, video conferencing is fairly new. It's been around a little bit, but having more than 2 people talking to each other at the same time, that is pretty darn new. Products are coming out, services. Kathy and I have been scouring, looking for the absolute best. We think we found it, but we need some tweaks made to it to meet our needs. And our needs are, we're perfectionists. If it's not perfect, we're not going to do it.
Yes, and thank you very much, Dr. Bob, for the compliment. We appreciate that. The other thing that I think that I'd like to touch on anyway is that success means learning and adapting continually, right? Adaptation. So how would you say we've done that?
Oh my
goodness. And then I want to hear from some of our viewers how they adapt and move through what they're doing.
Absolutely. Boy, when we first started, did you think this is what we would be doing right now?
I know.
No. In fact, actually, if you recall, what we are doing this very moment, just you and me chatty back and forth, that was what we were going to do from day one.
It was, you're right.
And right before our first show, he said, hey, why don't we bring a guest on just for the heck of it? It's our first show. We won't have any viewers. Nobody will care anyway. And then we thought, you know what? There's a dynamic with this. This helps. So we went from there, made a lot of connections in the early going, thankfully, and brought a lot of great people on the show, and it worked. But we have learned and adapted so many times to so many different things. We start at one point down here, and our goal is up here, and it's always going to be there, and we always knew what we wanted to do. Kathy and I just want to help people to get to their end result faster so that they don't have to go through the trials and tribulations that at least we have. But you'll find that your road may have bends and curves as you go up, and it's okay to change your direction now and then. Like Kathy mentioned earlier, we were the Internet Citadel show. Look what we are now, celebrity creators. That was because of mentorship. A good friend of ours, Craig Duswalt, I confided with him and said, tell me the honest truth, Craig. What do you think of our name, Internet Citadel Show? And I told him, believe me, I have absolutely no emotional attachment to it whatsoever. Neither does Kathy. And he told me straight up, yeah, you need to change it. And that's literally how he said it. He just said, you need to change it.
Well, kind of.
No swearing was involved.
I mean, he was like, no superlative. Yeah, he was just like,
no, he was.
Yeah, there was a couple little words in there too.
He was very kind about it and very straightforward, which I appreciated and respected. And then Kathy and I just started looking for a .com that matched something that stood for us. And that's how we came up with Celebrity Creators. You know, it has alliteration because they're kind of alliteration. It has two letters that are the same. They're not the same sound, but C and C, Celebrity Creators. It just came out. It worked nice. We did a lot of brainstorming over that. Came up with a look and feel. Goodness, adapting. That's one example. I mean, we changed a lot of stuff as a result. Business cards, flyers, all the graphics on entirely redid and left the old website completely. It's gone. It's sitting there somewhere on a server. And this is a brand new, completely redone website. Just completely restarted. But that's just one example of learning and adapting. What other things can you think of, Kathy?
Well, you know, that of course, and one thing that I want to say is that I think it's really important to know that it's okay to change and move and go in a different direction from the colors that you were doing, the title that you were doing, particularly if it's not moving. Not necessarily that the concept that you come up with has changed, right, but if you need to change and adapt the things around, like the graphics, the business model, even though you're keeping, you know, parts of what your initial creativity put together, I mean, it's absolutely okay. And sometimes moving in that flow of change ends up really being a great and positive thing. It has certainly made a difference for us.
Yeah.
Looks like Jason's sharing a Vince Lombardi a quote that says, "Obstacles are what you see when you take your eyes off the goal," and that's so true.
Ooh, I love it.
You know, yeah, you just you have to stay focused, and boy, that's a whole nother thing that we could get into and talk about because sometimes it's really hard to stay focused. You know, Brian and I each suffer ever so slightly shiny object syndrome. Yeah. So, and that's the good thing about having somebody to you know, to be a partner and partner with, because you can, you know, kind of pull the other person back in to some degree. So, I mean, and that's a good thing. But it's hard. It's not always easy to stay focused on things. And it looks like Dr. Bob is saying, if you're not a master of change, you're a victim of change. I choose to be a master. Obviously, you do too. Yes, and you're right. That is extremely, extremely important. And like I said, being the shiny object chasers that we are from time to time, we just have to pull each other back in so that we stay on point.
Absolutely. And Fuzzy also put in there, it's all about being an evolutionary and being open to change in every area of your lives 24/7. That's really true. You have to be flexible, and we've talked about that, you and I, Kathy, quite a few times, about the importance of being flexible and how it's worked for us because both you and I have that mindset. We know that without flexibility, we're doomed. You have to be flexible in business, period, especially with the way technology is going today. It's we always say this, it's a great time to be alive when it comes to technology. There's been no better time. But it can be overwhelming, definitely. There are so many fantastic, shiny objects out there that Kathy and I look and go, you know, we'll go, ooh, did you see this? Ooh, did you see that? Ooh, should we look into that? Ooh, this chat feature was kind of one of those. It's a subtle one, but it was a ooh factor. It had it. And we said, let's give that a shot on our next show. But there are so doggone many great things going on in the world, technology-wise, right now, that you have to be flexible and be adaptable to any kind of change coming down the pike. Kathy and I, we have a high-tech business here. So we're going to be continually ducking, bobbing, and weaving and trying to keep at least near the front of the technology trend when it comes to live video.
Well, I think that part of it is because we have interests in other areas, the affiliate marketing and the social media, and, you know, which all actually plays a part of what it is that we do. Exactly. So,
that's how.
And there's always new stuff coming out there. It's like Christmas every day. It's, oh my gosh.
But that's what
crazy. So Kim, Kim is saying change is not the problem. It's my resistance
Yeah,
to change
here,
that.
here.
I know. Sometimes that's really hard. Sometimes that's really hard too. And, we can identify with that because we go through, those exact same things. And Dorothy is saying, thanks, Jason. Challenges are for growth. I think that's what we've got going on there. And Susie is saying, staying in the moment, the end will never look like what we thought when we started out. Isn't that the truth? Absolutely never looks the same. At least in our, I mean, I'm speaking for us, maybe for other people, but for us, that's absolutely true.
And Ed says, Fuzzy, winning is not everything, but making the effort to win is. Another Vince Lombardi quote. Vince Lombardi, fantastic, phenomenal coach from way back. I think Jason put up the years he was alive, 1913 to 1970 or something like that. A great coach for the Green Bay Packers. For those of you that may have been living under a rock, that's who Vince Lombardi is. Excellent quotes. Thank you so much for the interaction. I'm really enjoying this. This is fun.
It's a lot. It's fun. This is so. Let's hit on this one. What do you think makes? And I'm going to throw this out to our viewers too, because I want to know what makes them stand out from their competition. But Brian, what makes us stand out from our competition?
I'm going to type it in as well. Your competition. I'll be right there. Oh.
You're doing that because
So the delay thingy. But
it has spell check on there.
Competition? Heck, we don't have any competition. There's nobody like us. No, there are, I guess, kind of, sort of. I mean, we cover so many different areas. I don't know if gosh, competition. That's a good question. We have competitors in the video market, the live video market, but we have something that I haven't seen in many other places, where you interact with folks live from different areas of not just the country but the world via video, live. Now, it won't be long till a lot more people will be doing this, and hopefully with our help, because that's what we're here to do, is to help show people how to do this. But competition, what makes us stand apart? My goodness, I think one thing on a true note is your and my collective experience in different areas of marketing and business helps us to stand apart. That we are a partnership of two. Many entrepreneurs you see out, most are either by themselves or they have VAs helping them, but they are the single brain trust. Found that two brains really are better than one as you're going forward, because my skill set's limited, Kathy's skill set's limited. We have overlapping skill sets, which it just turned out to be a great thing for us. But because of those differences, we're able to bounce things off each other that I may not know how to approach, say, a businessman, just go in and talk about him about marketing or the connection part of it. Kathy's great at it. She's fearless. I mean, I'm so happy that she is my partner, because she goes out and does things I would never dream of doing, just because I just didn't know you could. She does nothing wrong at all. She just goes for it. She has talents in so many different areas of marketing and things, and it just works great. I think that's what helps us stand out apart from the competition, in addition to the fact that we get asked all the time. She's over here.
Here.
Because we go to events together physically. In fact, we're going soon to another one in Palm Springs. We get asked, hey, you two, you run around, you get along so great, you look like you're been together. Are you two married? And we look at each other and we say, well, why, yes, we are, just not to each other. We have fantastic spouses. She has a great husband. I have a fantastic wife. The dynamic between a man and a woman who aren't married, similar in age, similar in experience, years of experience, but it's amazing. I think that makes us stand out as well. What things come across your mind, Kathy?
You know what? I agree. I think you've hit on them pretty good, but I want to hear. I'm gonna move on to some of our viewers.
Right.
Dr. Bob is saying total authenticity and total commitment to doing whatever is necessary to see my clients achieve their stated goals. Right on. That's awesome. And Donna is saying, as an observer, in addition to oddities of attributes, I see you as experts in engagement, both both online and offline, lots of events.
Oodles.
And Fuzzy saying, what makes you different? Your willingness to make your guests feel special. You guys are so touching my heart, our heart here. But you know what? I am so excited about the group of folks we have on tonight. You are a fabulously talented group of individuals. So I want you to share with us what sets you apart.
Yeah,
I could tell each one of you, with the exception of Dr. Bob, because I'm not real familiar with you yet. Brian and I are going to get to know you yet. And I've just recently, in speaking with Jason, have become more familiarized with the fabulous things that both Paul and Jason are doing. So I would like for you guys to share with us, and you guys comes from being in California. I know there's some girls on here, but share with us what you feel in yourself sets you apart in what it is that you do.
And we're asking what makes you personally, what sets you apart personally. This is your time to shout out to everyone what you think you have that perhaps your competition may not. This is a great time for you to promote yourself. So go ahead and let the ego fly. We don't care about egos. We're not about egos. We're entrepreneurs. And we want to hear what you think your positive attributes are that set you apart from the rest. You may just be starting out. Maybe it's your stick-to-itiveness. Maybe it's your drive. It could be anything. But go ahead and don't be shy. We're not.
Man, you got to realize this: if you don't speak now, you got to listen to us talk some more.
Good point.
So, well, you do anyway, because if you type something, we're going to read it. But that's why the whole idea of we're talking about doing the live video and coming. Oh, that is going to be so slick, right? I mean, wait. Yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun. Well, you know what? Oh, there goes Jason.
Our unique value proposition. Our UVP, our unique value proposition. Jason, type in there real quick what it is you guys do so everyone else knows what your unique value proposition relates to. So yeah, that's what Kathy and I are all about. We're about promoting other people. This is your forum tonight to do as to write what you want about yourself and what you're doing. Feel free. This is what it's all about. We love helping people. And remember, this is being recorded, and even the chat is showing up. I'm going to put that back up so that shows up in the recording as well.
So people will be able to see what we're talking about and also see your chat, although not live, but it will be a recorded version. So people will be able to go in afterwards and see who you are and what it is that you're doing.
All right. Jason responded. Let's see. I guess it's a continuation where you get together over a weekend and mastermind to create a business in creating TV infomercial and retail products. Oh, okay.
How cool is that?
TV infomercial and right on. That's almost it's similar. We partner with you to not only teach you what you need to know.
You know what's exciting? We're going to have Jason on the show with us August. So we're working on some dates right now. So for any of you that are salivating over what he's sharing a little bit, he's going to join us on a full hour show here in August and share some of the great things he's got going on with Paul. Fabulous stuff.
That'll be extremely interesting because you and I, Kathy, were involved in the infomercial industry not too long ago. He continues, but also take your product ideas and get them to license to create passive income. Ooh, talk to me, brother. Passive income, residual income. Those are the keywords, the buzzwords.
We like that stuff.
Oh, that gives Kathy and I goosebumps. Ooh. Love it.
The other thing that, because of the social media, and this is all social media driven, by the way, this new chat feature, one of the things that I wanted to talk about was how social media affects a brand, our brand, a brand, your brand, and why it's a driving force, and it's very important to incorporate it in what it is that we do. Obviously, we all know all about it: Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, and some of the other things that are going on out there. But what do you want to say about that?
I was moving camera angles. Social media is... Social media, I have some experience in it. You are the absolute bona fide expert. from my vantage point, social media is the most powerful marketing media on the planet at this point in time. A site, and I'm not talking about that separate from videos, because you can do videos on social media through Facebook and Twitter, etc. It's the whole package of social media. I'm not talking about just one brand of social media like LinkedIn, Facebook, or Twitter, or any of the other many. YouTube is also now considered a social media platform.
Right.
It is the absolute number one marketing vehicle as a collective whole, in my opinion, on the planet today. And that may change. I don't see it changing anytime soon, but it may change in the future. What do you see in that, Kathy?
Well, no, I agree. And we talk about change and how things keep moving. There is so much going on right now with social media, so many new software programs coming out where you can do webinars and Facebook and similar technology that's going on right now with LinkedIn that people just really don't know a lot about yet, but there's some really cool stuff coming in there. And it's just going to create, much like this chat program that we're trying here, or working with, a very viral marketing situation that will only perpetuate your brand, your product, whatever it is that you're doing. So just some really exciting stuff. And it's over and beyond the normal, I'm tweeting, I'm posting on Facebook, I'm involved in a group in LinkedIn, or posting a YouTube video. Just some really exciting new things that I see coming down the pike. And oftentimes, as you know, we'll see things and get all excited about it, and then it ends up not working. People will beta test and something doesn't follow through with it. But there are some really cool things going on. In fact, one of our guests that we've had on is working on some software programs that we're doing some beta testing with, that has to do with websites and blogs. So really, I mean, we're just an exciting time, and just an amazing ability to have the ability to utilize some of these formats and platforms, and market ourselves and brand ourselves as we go. But I wanted to kind of back up here just a second. I apologize. I see that Susie has Sizzle, SIZZZL.com. Living and being what I teach. It is who I am, supporting magnificent women in their 50s plus to create personally designed, fulfilling lives. Sizzle ignites the inner divine flame so bright that the world cannot extinguish it. And I got to tell you, you've got to go to her website, because I am not sparking it up like she can. She is like totally sizzleicious. And Fuzzy is Fuzzy has ptstreatment.com, ptstreatment.com, mending the hearts of military veterans and their family who are dealing with invisible wounds of post-traumatic stress. Absolutely, that is amazing. A whole new world of things, of information there. That's for sure. And Dr. Bob is telling us that he works with doctors to help them get more clarity, vision, and purpose in their lives to create a life of more joy and meaning. Awesome. I do one-on-one and small group coaching, and develop the Live on Purpose Life Mastery Program to use the guide for the process. Life Mastery Program to use as the guide for the process. Just getting started, but I am so excited about where it's going. Linda P. Jones is in my mastermind group and shared your program with me.
Linda.
Oh, yes. Linda is a very, very dear friend of ours, and we're going to plug her too, because
absolutely
next Thursday, Dr. Bob, and for those of you listening, as of this morning, she had 5 seats left at her Show Me Wealth, Live Wealthy and Smart Intensive. It is going to be off the charts. I'm not saying that, and Brian would agree, just because she's a dear friend of ours. What she is putting out there in the world, and what she is sharing, what she has done to transform some things in my life and Brian's life, has been over the top and off the charts. And she has just been talk about gifts. She's been given a gift to share, and this group of individuals that are going to be in Palm Springs next week are going to be in for something. like they've never been in for before. It's just going to be amazing. So right on. It's great to know that, and we're going to have to give Linda a hug for sharing our show with you, Dr. Bob, and so excited to have you.
And Susie will be there, so we'll see you again, Susie. Can't wait. We'll hook up.
Yeah. Yeah.
If anyone else is planning on going, go ahead and chime in and say you are as well. Maybe somebody we haven't heard of yet, but it's going to be a rocker. In Palm Springs, they're going to be immersed in the wealthy lifestyle. It's just she's being tight-lipped about it. She being Linda P. Jones, very tight-lipped about the details of it. But what she's told us thus far, we're chomping at the bit. Can't wait. It's going to be phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. What else we have, Kathy?
Well, you know what? I'm like looking at the time, and I'm thinking, geez, you know what? We kind of bulleted some things to talk about, and I just almost feel like you guys are sitting here in the room with me.
Yeah.
Great. Like maybe I should be passing water out or cocktails or something. I don't know.
Hey,
this is kind of fun. I'm liking this. Now this is just like kind of a no-brainer. It's like, is video important in a campaign? Come on, of course it is.
Yeah, that's another
one. Right? We use video. And this is the interesting thing, and Brian will attest to this. When the whole thing about using video first came out, I was actually in an MLM at the time, and I was so worried about how my hair looked, and it was like my eyebrows were crooked and everything, and I really wanted to do this marketing video so that I could build a downline, and nobody had really used video in this way. The way I had planned it anyway. Of course, I was like totally thinking outside the box, but I was like to take 37, and I thought, oh, this is ridiculous. My voice was getting hoarse. And then I remembered back in the 70s, there was this guy that was called the Unknown Comic, and he had taken a grocery bag, put it over his head, and did this whole funny skit thing. So it was like it hit me, and I thought, I'm going to put a bag on my head. Now I have to tell you, this was like, well, I don't know what, Brian, maybe 4 years ago, I think.
Yeah, it was back then.
Even 4 years ago, it was hard to find a grocery bag without Rayleigh's or Safeway across it, but I think my mom had some old, she keeps bags. So these old grocery bags, and I cut the eyes and the mouth, and I drew lips and blonde hair and all of that. And I did videos. I was the unknown IBO instead, the unknown independent business owner. Yeah. That's what it was. And it was a smash. I ended up building just one heck of a downline from doing this whole skit thing with a bag on my head. I have now moved past that, but I'm just letting you know. The plastic nose with black glasses and the mustache works if you can't get past whatever you got to do. But excellent to put yourself out there on video. Go ahead.
You don't even necessarily have to put yourself in front of a camera when you get started. There are such great tools out there. Animoto. Go to animoto.com. You can upload still images of yourself. You can upload short video segments of anything you want. You don't even have to do that. But you can type in different key phrases. You're limited in how much you can type, but your video can go and it'll play music in the background. You choose the music, royalty free. It's a free tool. In fact, the intro and the exit of our very show is developed using Animoto. You can use that to your benefit. I used it on one of my primary websites I used called Tweet Performance, and
that's the one you sold. Yeah.
There's no need for you to be in front of the camera if you're worried about that. However, Kathy and I would recommend that eventually you do that, because again, the key is to get people to know, like, and trust you. If you're trying to brand yourself, if you're already known, liked, and trusted, well, it's not as important. They already know who you are, maybe by voice or just by the fact you sent the email. But video is king right now. And I think what Kathy and I have done is taken it a step farther, and because most of the videos you see out there are all recorded, and now we're doing a weekly live show where not only is it live, but it's also recorded and available afterward. So we have this vault of almost 70 videos now in our members area that people can view, and you learn a boatload if you do something similar to this approach where you're interviewing others in your field. Holy smokes, you can't put a quantifiable value to what Kathy and I have learned over this year and a half. It's like attending a miniature weekend entrepreneurial seminar every week. It's phenomenal. Can't say enough about it. It's worth a gold mine in its own right.
Well, when you think about it, if you work with a platform like this, and you bring in a big audience, right? So you market the heck out of it, and maybe it's a paid for thing up front, maybe it's not, and you just show bits of it and it's for free, and then you charge like a pay-per-view kind of thing. You could do anything. People don't have to do the hotel,
right,
the flights, all of that other stuff. So you're saving that expense. And now, we're trying out this platform here, and we're going to be utilizing the video at some point and working on that as well. It just opens up a whole world of possibilities to be able to reach a target market of individuals in the niche that you have. In fact, you and I, when we put together the Do-It-Yourself or Done-For-You program with celebrity creators, we started compiling a list of it would be cool if, right? And came up with just several ideas for people. We talked about if somebody had like a recipes blog or something, they could do a live cooking show, and you could actually have somebody at their own place, right, making one part of the meal and somebody else is making another, and you're doing it live so that people can see it, maybe talking about it. And then, with this thing, wouldn't it be cool? So then you've got like a VA or your husband or your wife sitting over there working the live chat for you and answering the questions or kind of fielding them to you. But I mean, you could do all kinds of really cool stuff with it.
Like we talked about your husband doing something about auto work, right? In his garage, we could tape that live. I've got a very good friend of mine who is a true Italian, meaning he was born and raised in Italy, is now here, but his mom and dad still live in Italy. Said his mom is a phenomenal cook, and he knew what Kathy and I did, and I said, have you ever thought of maybe putting her on and doing like a live show like Julia Childs maybe from Italy? And he's like, what a great idea, I need to learn more about that. And apparently she's not shy to be on camera, so yeah, so it's just, there's so many things. A recipe is a perfect thing, maybe mount a camera on a high tripod to do it like they do on the shows and have different cameras. It's simple to do. It's simple. It's not that expensive. It does take some expense. It takes some setup, trial and error, but that's what Kathy and I are here for, is to help you if that's something you decide to do down the road.
Well, it's certainly not something that we started out with either, right? I mean, we started out from, it reminds me of when Mike and I first started camping. We went from the blow-up, what do you call it, the blow-up mattress in the back of the truck, to a tent, to a camper, kind of moved up. And that's what we've done. And the thing about it is, I know all of you that we can actually see online here with us are very, very talented individuals. So with the kind of creativity that you have, I mean, just utilizing some of the stuff that's around you, you can do a lot with it. So the nice thing is, though, like you said, we've been through the trial and error, so we have certainly pared that down to near nothing. And if any of you are interested in learning more about doing this, by all means, contact us and find out more. And the other thing is, if you are somebody watching us that has not been a guest on our show, we are always looking to have new people and help promote you. And for those of you who have been on the show with us before, it's pretty much like we're doing right now with another individual, and just talking about and promoting you and what it is that you do. And that's something that Brian and I really, really enjoy doing.
And regarding any concerns Dr. Bob you had, and I don't know if this falls under that realm, but as far as technology on the other side, the guests say, Kathy and I contact each guest at least a week in advance and do what we call a technical test. And we determine if your camera is adequate, if your internet connection is adequate, lighting. It doesn't take that long, about a half hour max, Kathy, unless we jibber jabber after we get everything working. But so we iron out those wrinkles and kinks as much as we possibly can prior to the actual show. Some people have lower grade cameras that won't be as crystal clear, but we say, is that adequate for you? Are you happy with that as the guest? And typically it's like, yeah, in fact, they're so nervous about being on the camera that maybe if they're blurry, people won't see them as well. I don't know. It's an insecurity thing. But we try to iron all that stuff out well in advance. We do the test at the same time we do the show in case there's high internet activity in their neighborhood where they're connected, if it's a cable or shared internet connection, all sorts of stuff. So like we said, we've been through the gamut on this. We don't know everything about everything, but we know a lot about what we're doing now. So hopefully that would dispel any, worries, not only for you being a guest, any of you, but for those of you who wish to look into endeavor conducting your own live show. And this could be something you don't need to do it once a week like Kathy and I do. It takes a lot of work to grab all these, to get all these contacts. Kathy puts a ton of time in scheduling all of our guests that come on our show, in organizing and scheduling them to come on to the tech test, and it just goes on and on. You don't have to do that. If you have a partner, great. If you have a husband-wife duo, perfect. If you're just by yourself, maybe do it every 2 weeks. Give yourself time in the beginning, and you can, as you refine your process, add more shows. As Kathy and I will ultimately end up doing, I think we're going to go to 2 a week here, but that's a surprise for another day.
So I think what I would like to do, because we're like at the end of our hour here, can you believe it? It's been so much fun. But I would like to ask any of our viewers that are on watching us if there is anything that you would like to finish up with, a question that we might be able to answer, or just a comment, or just another shot, an opportunity to share what it is that you do here. We would be more than happy to have you do that right now. Then I need to get that theme to Jeopardy music and pipe that in right now. That's a good idea. Love that. Look at all these so Dr. Baba says, hope to meet you next week in Palm Springs. Ooh. Well, you will. Are you? Oh, Bob, are you going to be there? That'll be great. We look similar in person. So we look forward to meeting you. That's awesome. And Susie will be there as well. So beautiful. All right. Beautiful. I can't see the picture too well. There's two people in the picture on your Facebook goodie there, Dr. Bob. Are you in the turquoise or the darker? I can't tell even gender on those because they're so small. So I apologize ahead of time if one of those is not male. I don't know. But he says, planning to be there. And Dorothy is saying, good program. Liked hearing all of the different ideas. Awesome. Yeah, see, I have to get really close, and I've even got glasses on. That's terrible. I mean, you know what? Usually when we have the guests on, and I'm just looking, I'm not going to tell you how I cheat, but there are tricks. What can I tell you? So if you ever decide to do this, talk to me if you can't see good. That's right. We'll teach you all the ins and outs. Yeah. Thank you, Dr. Bob. Yes, you and your son, fantastic. I'm bringing my son to this one. He's going to be 15, and I'm excited. Can't wait to bring him. And Dorothy, happy belated birthday from Sunday. Congratulations. And Jason is saying masterminding ideas. Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? Let's have a cocktail and sit down somewhere and talk, Jason. I could go on with that for hours. No, I'm kidding. We could do it without the cocktail. But yeah, they're you know what? I'm thinking that would be a good show to have, Brian. Yeah, masterminding. Show masterminding. Now that we have this kind of interaction with folks who are involved with mastermind groups, to get a collaboration of ideas and experiences and what's good, what works, what doesn't, that would be fantastic. And thank Jason, I'm writing that down because that is very, very important. That's a good one. That is that would be an awesome show. I'm thinking of a particular guy that would be a perfect guest. Yeah. And all of you are just saying, great show, thanks. Thank you so much. Yes, and I know, Kim, we're going to miss you, and we're going to miss Donna, too. That would be, dang. But you know what? There's always next time. So you girls are going to have to come because it's going to be fantastic. But anyway, I just want to say we've come a little bit over the end of our hour, and hey, we don't pay for the time on the air, but we do pay in time from you guys. And thank you so much for taking your valuable time tonight to spend this hour with us. It was exciting. Really, really appreciate you sharing with us and chatting so that we could try out our new features. So you guys were number one. You were first. So yes. Brian, thank you so much for another fun week. And Who do we have next week? Oh my
Oh, you
gosh.
do
This is
not want to miss
hilarious.
next week. Oh,
Oh, I know. All I've got to say is don't drink water before you get on the show because you're going to be laughing the entire time. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome.
Yes. Do not miss next week. If you're not on our list already, click on the register link above. Most of you are. It's all we use that list for is to announce our upcoming show, who's going to be on it, so that it's just a reminder. We don't spam or sell anything through that link or that list. So if you want to get an automated reminder of our next show and who's going to be on it, you don't want to miss it. It's going to be extremely entertaining and value packed. It's going to be business minded but extremely entertaining. Cannot wait.
Hey, I may even wear my teeth next week.
That would be perfect time for it, wouldn't it?
That'd be perfect.
Yeah. If you guys want to see what Kathy was talking about in her teeth, then you cannot miss next week's show because I'll tell you, I was on the floor crying when she did it.
I said maybe now. I don't know. I don't want, I want to make sure that we keep our guests the main focus. And that could slightly detour that.
We can talk to him.
Okay.
All right.
All right, guys. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I think we're onto something here, Kathy. This chat is a definite improvement, and thank you so much, everyone, for chatting with us and being involved. Can't wait for next week's show. We're going to keep this thing, this little chat interface going for next week, so you definitely want to be on. We're going to work on that live call-in feature as well, so can't promise anything, but we're going to keep going forward. All right, you got anything else, Kathy?
You know what? I think we're good. I think it's time to have Cheerios and tequila.
That's the other thing. Have fun with what you do. So
it's dinner time.
Get around and have a good time. Yeah, that's an inside joke, but it's a funny one. Cheerios and tequila. Arriba. All right. With that, we will see you all again, we hope, next week. And some of you will see you in Palm Springs after that show. But hope to see you next week. Thanks once again for participating. Good night, all.
Good night, everybody.